Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Dogs in the Draft. And today we're going to be talking about a three-year starter at the offensive tackle position in the SEC. We're talking about Georgia offensive tackle Warren McClendon. Now, McClendon has not gotten the same level of buzz that, say, Broderick Jones has. But this was a guy that was a rock-solid starter at the SEC for multiple years. So, Mike, what is an NFL team potentially getting in Warren McClendon?
Well, Warren comes from a military family, and he really approaches his job in a professional manner and has. I mean, he had that streak of 37 consecutive starts for Georgia. He suffered a knee sprain against LSU in the SEC championship game, and so he missed the start against Ohio State. But I'll tell you, just a testament to his toughness. So it's pretty well documented that Warren was in that tragic crash that killed two Georgia program members, Devin Willock and Chandler LaCroix. Warren McClendon was in the front seat of that vehicle. That reportedly hit that building at 80 miles an hour. And yet less than 2 weeks later, Connor, he was out there at the Senior Bowl taking reps as an offensive tackle. To me, that's just a miraculous, a miraculous turn, and it just shows where Warren McClendon's toughness and heart is. I see Warren as a guy that could possibly get shifted inside to offensive guard in the NFL. I mean, he's 6'4", 306. It sounds funny to say that he may not be considered big enough, but not just the size, but maybe just the physicalness. I could see him as a guard in the NFL. I think he will get drafted. I think people will, respect Warren and appreciate what he's been through, the dedication, the commitment that he shows, the leadership that he shows. We were talking with Amarius Mims, a guy we're going to be doing a profile on just like this in a year, probably as a first rounder. And he said, even when Warren McClendon was injured, he was out on the field helping Amarius Mims become a better football player, giving him instruction, knowing fully well that Amarius was going to be the guy that was going to probably start ahead of him in the national title game at the end of his career. So I can't say enough about Warren's character and toughness. And certainly as a three-year starter at the University of Georgia under line coaches like Sam Pittman, like Matt Luke, and Stacey Searles, this guy's been coached up pretty well.
Yeah, McClendon, there just aren't a lot of guys that have started 37 straight games at an SEC level, much less an all SEC level, than Warren McClendon. I think you're right to point out maybe he does ultimately move inside to guard. There are questions about his functional strength there. But this is a guy that's played a ton of offense and a ton of snaps at that right tackle position, and there just aren't many guys that grow on trees that have the ability and the play style of Warren McClendon. I absolutely think he's going to be drafted, and as a guy that was kind of overlooked coming into the University of Georgia, as he is, I think, similarly being overlooked right now. I think he's maybe a 5th or a 6th round offensive tackle. Could be a guy that is sort of seen as your swing offensive lineman and can come in and do that. He's never played guard at the collegiate level, so there might be some limitations there. But a guy that Georgia felt very comfortable with, started him for 3 straight years and turned into a really, really strong player at the University of Georgia. And I think there's a chance that he can impress an NFL team as well with what he might be able to turn into at the next level. So for a discussion on Warren McClendon, my name is Connor Riley. That's Mike Griffith, and this has been another episode of Dogs in the Draft.